Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Sai Sanjeev Tipnis. I am a graphic designer and illustrator from India. I'm very much interested in illustration, co-design, accessibility, and I am currently pursuing my master's at Ontario College of Art and Design University, popularly known as OCADU. Let me ask you a question. Have you thought of being in an alternative reality and doing things that are almost out of your imagination in the real world? Well, I have a friend who loves to dream about such things, and she loves to share her dreams with me. Let me introduce you to her. Her name is Christine Geminis. Christine is originally from Hamilton, Canada. She loves to watch television drama, and she's a very big fan of Bobby McFerrin's song, Don't Worry, Be Happy. Christine is 51 years old and she has been living her life with cerebral palsy. Christine has a very interesting way of communication. She uses a device which helps her to construct sentences and she answers to your questions by answering them in yes or no with eye gestures. I met Christine at the Bliss I Band. The Bliss I Band is a group of adults with physical disabilities who get together weekly and explore the possibilities of making music by using virtual musical instruments. The image on the top you see here is Bliss Symbolics, and the word is Bliss I Band. Bliss Symbolics is a semantic language. The picture at the bottom is also written in Bliss Symbolics and it reads, Welcome everyone. All the Bliss I-Band members are Bliss alumni. Before we dive into Bliss Symbolics and Bliss I-Band, let's talk about cerebral palsy. According to the Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, cerebral palsy is a group of disorders that affect a person's ability to move and maintain balance and posture. It is a very common motor disability in childhood. It can be caused by abnormal brain development or any damage to the developing brain. The image that you see here at the bottom of the green ribbon is a symbol of Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month, which is celebrated or observed in the month of March. I am very excited to share with you all my major research project, which I'm currently working on, which is titled Exploring the Power of Co-Design from Music Making to Achieving a Sense of Agency. So why music? In intervention studies involving persons with mobility limitations, it has been observed that music and rhythm activates the motor and auditory system. It improves balance and tactile sensations and enhances mental health conditions. So all these I-band members were introduced to music by Shirley McNaughton. Shirley is a special educator who has been teaching first children and then adults with cerebral palsy since 1968. Shirley in 2014 invited her friends to become a part of the Bliss I Band. At the beginning, it was a mixed group. There were people with cerebral palsy and people who had no disabilities. And it was observed that, as the sessions progressed, people with no disabilities left the group because they were sort of impatient with the pace at which others were learning music. But this did not let Shirley down. In fact, it gave her a purpose to increase community awareness with respect to the abilities of these individuals by demonstrating their musical accomplishments. Let me take you through our weekly musical sessions. Now, I joined Bliss I Band as Christine's music companion. So every Wednesday, At around 12:45 p.m., we receive a link, and through the help of their companions' help, all the Bliss band members join the Zoom link. Facilitators begin with the interaction, and there's a quick sound check. Now, we have two kinds of sessions. We have music improvisation sessions where we select the songs, and every IBAN member, does their music improvisation individually. And we also have Chordify sessions. I will tell you about Chordify in a bit. So in Chordify sessions, we again select a song. Now, Chordify is a website which helps us to convert any song into chords. So all IBAN members select a song, their chord, and they play it all together. The session ends in about 2 hours. So these are the two kinds of interfaces that we use. The one on your uh, right is the Chordify application. So you basically enter the song that you want to play, select it. The black box right here, it moves according to the pace of the song. Now these letters here are basically all the chords. So IBAN members can choose the chord, for example, D, and the companion will help the IBAN member set those chords on GarageBand. We also use signing sheets. Signing sheets are basically very helpful to help the companions sign each and every chord. It lets the IBAN members know which chord they are playing. Now, when I joined the IBAN, I was pretty nervous. I had no previous experience of caregiving or even being with a person with cerebral palsy. I always had a fear of being over helpful or having a fear of miscommunication. There were uh, a few challenges I faced while my training period. So, taking inspiration from my own experiences and my experiences with Christine, I decided to develop this project. It was not just that, there were so many factors hindering Christine's agency. For example, the sketch right here that you see is actually our music setup. This is Christine sitting on her wheelchair. That's her iPad, which is kept placed at an angle, which is, comfortable for Christine to play her songs. This has GarageBand. Now, the screen right in front of Christine is her Voca, the communication device which she uses. Diagonal to Christine is the laptop screen, which has the Cordify application and the signing sheet. And that's me right there, sitting beside her, signing. And actually, it is very difficult for Christine to keep an eye on all these applications at once. Moreover, Christine plays her iPad and her music with her knuckles. So her hand covers the entire screen of this garage band, and she cannot see which chord she is playing. So there are a lot of structural issues. So it was time to address all these challenges. With co-design, with the IBAN members, with Christine, Shirley, um, we basically divided these set of challenges into three parts: technological, structural, and communicative. And for this presentation, I would like to talk about communicative challenges and the possible correction. So I thought of developing an infographic guide. My aim here is to provide present and future companions with the basics of chord signing, GarageBand, and Chordify, and give ways in which they can best support the IBAN members in their musical journey. The approach here is very inclusive. I used a co-design approach, and all the participants in this journey are my co-designers. The methods I used were basically observations, my personal experiences, one-on-one interviews, and co-design sessions. The image right here is a sketch which I have developed. Um, the one on the left is that of a printed infographic guide, which can be kept in Christine's wheelchair pocket. And the one on the right is that of a digital version of this infographic guide. So I started with the design process. Let's talk about iconography. So the graphic designer in me wanted to make different icons to represent IBAN members. So I categorized them in three groups. One, IBAN members who play music. Second, group of facilitators who conduct every IBAN session. And third are the companions. Now, this image that you see on the left is the universal icon, which represents accessibility or persons with disabilities. And the icon towards the left is an icon which especially, it represents persons who have cerebral palsy. And I discussed this with Christine, and we did not wanted to make a very generic icon. Since we are a music band, we took inspiration from musical notes, and that's our design process. Here are a few sketches. So we took inspiration from half note, which is right here. Um, to us, it looked like a wheelchair, so we tried to modify it. When I showed this to Shirley, she mentioned that the sort of the tilt which I have given here is kind of robbing it away from its characteristics. I further modified the same half note into the icon of a companion. So I visualize it in a way that a person is supporting the wheelchair. But again, it was very uncomfortable to watch this sort of a sudden change. And musically, making these modifications was not correct. So what Shirley suggested is to basically join two half notes in a way which is musically correct, and it also looks more simplified. So we came up with a set of three icons. Then we moved ahead to the digital renders. We also looked for tiny details like increasing the size of the tail right here. Just considering legibility. So the icon right here to the left is the icon for IBAN member, and this can be customized for all the IBAN members, so they can select the color which they want. Then the second icon here is that of a companion. So that's the color of the IBAN member, and every companion can choose their favorite color as well. And the third icon represents IBAN member with their companion and the facilitators. And together we make a harmony. Now, the choice of color palette, we had to be very careful because a lot of people who have cerebral palsy are sensitive to certain colors. So I developed this color palette with Christine. Pink is her favorite color, and we used colors which are pretty sensitive to her eyes. Now, moving forward to the infographic guide. So we just took a simple, process. Say a process of setting a virtual musical instrument, which is grand piano, on GarageBand. I divided this process into four different parts, which I'll take you through right now. The image right here, it basically shows you the sketches that I made to simplify each and every step. So the first step here is when you enter GarageBand, you have to make a new music project. So you go to the recent folders and click on the plus icon, which will allow you to create a new project. Now, it will take you to into the virtual musical instrument gallery. You have to make sure that you are under tracks. It's a toggle button right on top. In the keyboard section, you will find the first option which says Smart Piano. When you choose that, the third step is you will see this interface. You will see the black and white, keys of the grand piano. But we are not done yet. Since this is used for music improvisation, we need to convert this scale into major pentatonic. It is a much simplified scale. So for that, we need to follow step 4. On the GarageBand interface, on the function bar, you see a button called Scale. Under that, you will find the third option, which is Major Pentatonic. A major pentatonic scale is a scale which is made of 5 notes, and it is very harmonious and very pleasing to the ears. So once you select major pentatonic, you get a change in the keypad, and that's it. You give this to the IBAN members, and they create magic when they have this. So basically, I divided a process into simpler steps, and I added those to my infographic guide. And I'm still working on, the different prototypes. And this is one of the low fidelity wireframes. Um, so how will this help the IBAN members? Well, this infographic guide has potential benefits. For companions, it will help them to support with increased confidence, since they will have easy access to the information, and because they have a lot of information about the IBAN member, they can personalize this entire musical experience for them. For the Bliss IBAN members who are playing music, it will give them an opportunity to have maximum control over their musical journey. And this possibly can have a lot of benefits in their day-to-day lives. It can also, cultivate a sense of, or the importance of having the sense of agency in their lives. And for facilitators, it will help them in training future volunteers very effectively, because they have the material ready. They can, create, co-design these infographic guides which are suitable to each and every IBAN member. And this will give them an opportunity to bring more volunteers in future to support IBAN members. Thank you so much for listening. I would love to get in touch with you, and I've mentioned my email. Thank you so much.